Yes, 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 yes. Peace, power. You know what it is, everybody. Salute. This is Sunday Great,
Salute.
Great, the hard God
Mm.
correspondent. And we here with my brothers, the Venjahs. And we gonna be speaking with, she gonna be speaking to us. We gonna be speaking to her, Black Sister Goddess, about Black Moses Freedom Fest, what's going on there, and what we gonna do when we hit that stage, y'all. So what's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? Real quick, go through your names. Let's start. You know what I mean? Of course, Goddess first. We're gonna start with the Goddess first, and then we just gonna work it back around to me. So go ahead, sis. Let them know who you
Yeah,
is.
so I am BlakSis Goddess. I'm BlakSis Goddess. I'm a community activist. I am a comedic yoga instructor, poet, and also the founder of the Black Moses Freedom Festival. It's a heritage health and wellness festival held in the Low Country honoring Harriet Tubman, who lived down here and freed about 700 indigenous and Gullah Geechee people right here in South Carolina. So we are doing this festival in her honor and carrying on her legacy of liberation.
Yes, yes, proper, proper.
Mm.
Yeah, go ahead.
360 degrees though, right? Because liberation ain't just financial, it ain't just emotional, it ain't just mental, it ain't just sexual, it ain't just agricultural. It's we got to do it holistically. So we trying to touch on everything.
You're missing a part. It ain't. It's unholy. If you're missing a part, it's unholy. Tell them. Tell them.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Tell them who's next
So
on
that's
there.
why we got to keep the whole thing, you know?
Facts. Truth.
No doubt. No
Go ahead.
doubt.
360.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's only right for me to go next because she just talked about how it's a 360-degree thing. You know what I mean? You know,
Well,
it's
Yep.
holistic, man. And we tell them, and when you say unholy, you know what I mean? Of course, it's gonna be unholy if it's not whole. If it ain't 360, it ain't whole. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
fact.
complete. So
That's
yeah,
right.
I'm
That's
Ray
right.
360. I'm one of the members of the mighty Venjahs. You know what I mean? Venjah'S. You know what I mean? Much love.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Go ahead, my brother. Big brother.
Well, I guess I'll jump in. Yeah, it's Big Nail, the one and only Big Nail Obuya, um, Minister of Information, educator, um, somebody who works for the grassroots, works for the people, definitely on a holistic journey because just really embracing my wellness warrior phase as well. So we here, man, freedom fighting, black liberation, all of that. Salute.
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 Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Mike Chambers, uh, also a member of the Mighty Vengeance, Victorious Elevated Netches, Jah's Children. Um, also member Outlaw RBG, King RBG, um, a supporter of many committees and organizations. Shout out to the UNIA, Division 421 out here in Atlanta. Um, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We just
Yes,
here.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
you know what I mean?
Everybody know
Because
you.
I was nah. But yeah, it's me.
Right, right. Yeah, 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 yeah. And forward to me, son of great, GI, the hard God correspondent, um, member of the Vengeance, and member of Team RBG, member of Outlaw RBG, and just all around revolutionary rhymes and liberation lyrics type of dude. You know, that's what it is. That's what we do around here. You know, so
Yeah.
with that being said, I'm gonna start off asking this question, and then you can come in and ask us what you have to ask us, or what you want to know from us, or what you think the people should know when they come to this event. How
Right.
long have you been doing this event, and what does it mean to you?
So I have been doing this event. This is going to be my fourth year,
Uh-huh.
but I've been planning this event for 5 years. So, yeah, I've been planning it for 5 years, but this is going to be our fourth year, and it means everything to me because um, it really brought me into my purpose. I've been doing a lot of different things. I'm 48 years old. I've been doing a lot of different things. I've been in Atlanta 26 years from Boston. And so, but my family is from South Carolina in the Low Country, my father's side, my mother's side from Georgia. So I feel like I did my 26 years of work in Georgia, and now it's time for the rest of my years to be done down here for my paternal side, for the family of my father. So the festival is based on Harriet Tubman, because in 1863 she led the Union Army down the Combahee River and liberated like 740 indigenous and Gullah Geechee people there. And so I didn't know about this history, and I'm a history buff. Right. So I just found out about this 5 years ago. And my family has moved from Boston to Beaufort, South Carolina all my life. So I went to elementary school here, 2 elementary schools here, and a middle school here, and didn't know about Harriet Tubman living here. Now, she did that in 1863, but she moved here in 1862 and just did a lot of stuff. And I don't understand how I went to school and didn't know. So then when I found out through the movie Harriet, mind you, that's how I found out, through the movie Harriet. When I found out, I was like, it said Beaufort on that last caption. And I was like, what Beaufort? I know it can't be my Beaufort, because I would have known that, right? My daddy would have known that. My auntie would have known that. Somebody would have known that to tell me that. So when I realized I'm asking people, nobody's really knowing this. It's just like, wait a minute now, hold up. And why I've been to the Gullah Festival, I've been to the Water Festival, the Oyster Festival, Shrimp Festival. Why I haven't never been to the Harriet Tubman Festival if she'd been here and did that?
Right.
So it was like, man, what can I do? And then COVID showed me what I could do. When I lost like 7 family members from preventable disease, it's like, that's what I need to do. I need to create this festival, honor Harriet Tubman, but use it as a platform to promote health and wellness in the Low Country. Because I lost my roadies, like those aunties that are the auntie, like, it was too much. But I just lost way too many people. And it was hard for me because I went 35 years without no death, never being to a funeral.
Wow.
And then it was like COVID was like, bam, here you go. Bam, here you go. We're going to make up for all them years you lost.
Right.
And it was a lot. But it was a catalyst that put me into what the real need was here. Because I was like, I want to do an event, but what purpose is it going to serve? I don't want to just do an event to do an event. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to serve a purpose. And so that purpose is health and wellness for the Low Country. That purpose is the revolution of health and wellness that's taking place in the Low Country that I want to, help along the way, because it's needed. We have so much history here. Like right now, I'm on the campus of Penn Center, which is one of the first Black schools in the world. Because at first I thought it was like the South, and then I thought it was United States, but this is one of the first Black schools, period.
Okay.
And so for me to be here right now on this campus is just everything. And so this campus was built in 1862. Harriet Tubman came to Beaufort in 1862. So we just in the right place at the right time, and on the sacred ground of higher learning. You know what I'm saying? On the sacred ground of higher learning. And so this is our forever home. The last 3 years we were at the Beaufort County Black Chamber of Commerce, downtown Beaufort. But now we're on our forever home, 50 acres with a dock in the back. I've been fishing. I ain't caught no fish, but I've been fishing. Steph, my sister caught them. But I'm not giving up. You know what I'm saying? I'm
right.
So let me tell you, it's so beautiful out here, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm going to the dock in the morning. I'm going to the dock at night.
Beautiful.
It's just beautiful. So and this is on St. Helena's Island. So when you come down here, it's a bunch of islands, and you're not going to even feel like you in America no more.
Yeah. I can't wait for that feeling.
A lot of palm trees, and all the moss and everything. And these trees are, when I tell you, these trees are huge. They like 500 years old.
Okay.
So I'm just excited about us being able to be on this campus doing this work and have y'all come with your conscious hip hop, because we do a conscious hip hop party every Saturday night when we do this event every year.
Right. Right.
But the brother Big Nell over there, I've been trying to get him to come for a minute. Sending them emails, sending them messages, like, come on through, brother. But you know what I'm saying? It's
We're
all
gonna
in
make it happen
divine
though.
time. Yeah, it's all in divine timing. You know what I'm saying? You see this big old tree?
Look at that tree right there.
Wow.
So
That's
for
a
the
massive
people,
tree.
for the people who's only going to get this on the audio, you know what I'm saying? It's too bad for you. That tree looks
Right.
like
Massive.
You can't see it.
the
I want
tree
to
of
climb that tree when I get there. I'm gonna bring
yeah,
some shoes
And you
specifically to
should.
be able to
And you
climb that
should.
tree.
yeah.
Brother, I've been
Okay.
up in them.
These are the
I've
trees
been
you
up
need
in
to
them. I
be
told you I
hugging.
got 3 brothers. I was up in there.
Yeah,
yeah.
beautiful.
Hey,
So
son, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. Those are the trees you need to be hugging, y'all.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, looking
Yeah.
at these trees
So,
They'll
around here,
hug you
like
back.
these trees
Yeah.
around
and they
here make me
do.
mad. Like somebody done hung off
And they
these
do.
jaws. You know what I mean? But that tree looks like, here, come here, hug me. I got what you
Yeah.
need. You know what I'm
Right.
Gonna hug
saying?
you back.
And do. And do.
So
And
so
do.
let me ask this question. We are coming from the Atlanta area, and
Yeah.
when we were when you approached us about, you know what I mean, getting on that stage, which we are honored. You know what I mean? We have been talking about getting on this stage 2 years ago. And we was like, yo, we got to get to that. But I
Yes.
mean, we couldn't get it time. So when you did that, I was like, yes, we want to come do that. But tell us how you have it set up for people who are not in Beaufort and in Atlanta. How do you have it set up so that they can participate in this whole weekend? I like to call it a strong keep. Ain't nothing weak about our
Yep.
ends, but in this
Strong
whole
end.
strong keep, how can they participate from Atlanta to there?
So we have a bus. We're providing a bus that's going to leave from West End Atlanta, right there at the West End Mall, so people could park their cars there, and it'll come down to South Carolina. That'll be Friday, early Friday morning. Everybody should get here probably around 1 or 2. It leaves at 7 a.m. And so we good. Or what happened?
No, there we go. You know, I just wanted them to see.
Okay, so yeah. So it'll leave at 7 a.m. that Friday, and then it'll return back on Sunday. It'll leave South Carolina at 4 o'clock on Sunday, because that's when we end on Sunday, and go back to Atlanta. So y'all get back there probably around 8 or 9. So we set that up because we always have so many people, because of course I'm in Atlanta, right? So I have a lot of people from Atlanta coming to South Carolina. So we wanted to try to streamline the process, and we're really trying to make us get around each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's about community too. Let's ride together down to this event. We're also camping out, so people can camp out across the street where you see all that flat land. They can camp out with their tents, RVs, or they can stay in like the dormitories that I'm staying in. They're not dormitories. They look like just big houses, right? But they are dormitory style housing. So we just wanted to offer all of those things to bring us into communion. And so the way the dormitory rooms are set up too, it's like you may have a room with 2 beds right here, then a bathroom, and then another room with 2 beds, and they connected to that bathroom. So both of them will share that. So we're going to be in community. And I really love that. And the space that we're in, the buildings are beautiful. And I really would trying to make it a community type of communion event where we're going to eat together, we're going to build together, we're going to camp out and talk at the fire pit together, tell stories, and just play got a guy that plays a little banjo and stuff like that. We're going to really get live out here. So I'm excited.
That's dope, y'all. That's dope.
I am excited. We're going to spend the night
I'm excited
out
too.
together. You know what I'm saying? On some sacred ground, doing that sacred work. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And honoring those that came before us and did so much and paved the way for this. The Penn Center was built by the first organization of Black, what is that word? That builds architects, Black architects. So during our second year, we had Professor Dale Green out of Morgan State, who's a descendant of Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass, and a member of that very same organization of Black architects. So it's just been divine the way the Most High is bringing these people to me, because it's not like I'm rich and I got all this money. These people are dedicating so much time and energy and in-kind donations to us. That man came down and brought 6 other descendants and didn't ask for a dime.
Wow.
Because he believed in the purpose of what we were doing. Last year, we had Chef BJ Dennis from that Netflix documentary, High on the Hog. He
Okay.
didn't like, oh, you got to pay me this. He literally allowed us to split the ticket sales, and just whatever the ticket sales was, that's what it was, and we split it a certain way.
Beautiful. That
Didn't
is
ask for
beautiful.
anything, ahead of time.
Right,
So
right,
it's
right.
just like, it's just been a blessing the way that people have been showing up in the different community organizations that have been supporting our work. So it's just really been a blessing from God, for real. And I'm really doing the work that I was always meant to be doing. Like, that is the part for me, to know that I'm in my purpose. And it's scary because I don't know what the next step is, but
Right.
I'm stepping.
Right,
I'm stepping.
right. Listen, we stepping with you. So
Yeah.
the reason why I'm even bringing this up right now is because for people who get on early and maybe can't stay on, I want them to also know how to get the tickets,
Right.
what the tickets are, and all that, and that information. Let's get all that
Yes.
forward.
So the ticket for the festival itself is free. Of course, the bus ride ain't free and the lodging ain't free. But if you guys, y'all straight.
Yeah.
But you can go to the website and www.blackmosesfreedomfestival.com, and you can purchase a package for $375 that is your lodging and your ride all together. You can do it that way, or you can do it where it's like, just pay for the lodging or just pay for the travel or whatever like that. So, but the festival itself is free, but there are different workshops that are paid. Like, we're going to do this thing on my head right here. It's dyed with indigo. So one of the crops from down south is indigo, and that's what they would use to dye the clothes. And that's how we came up with dungarees or jeans, right? Jeans were only for slaves. That's something that killed me the other day when I found, I said, oh my God, this history be busted me in the head. Jeans were only for slaves. That's how they identified slaves. Since the slaves grew the indigo and did all that, they had this coarse material, right, that they used, made them wear, and they dyed it with the indigo dye, and that's how they identified them. But it just shows you how we turn pain into power every time, because now everybody, billionaires and trillionaires and everything else, want to wear jeans, right? But that was
in
just
our jeans. They want our jeans. They want to get in our jeans.
Yeah.
But yes, that's the website. We are on TikTok, we're on Instagram, but all the tickets, all the information, the itinerary, everything is on our website, BlackMosesFreedomFestival.com. And that's where we are on every platform. It's BlackMosesFreedomFestival.com, June 6th through the 8th, down here on St. Helena's Island at the Historic Penn Center. And we just want y'all to come and join us and have a great time, because we're going to have a good time out here on this land, y'all. I promise you that.
For sure.
Pardon me. I want to put that in there. .com. Boom, boom. Let me see if I'm doing this right.
People don't know how the importance of really, fellowshipping and getting with people, being in the midst of people that's living, to fulfill their purpose. You know what I'm saying? That they are actually, intentionally moving, to fulfill their purpose, in life, and getting on those that are on the same vibe and frequency, because when they say birds of a feather flock together, and when you around a bunch of other people that ain't doing nothing, they say you hang around broke nine people, you're gonna be the 10th. You know what I'm saying? You hang around nine dummies, nine ignorant people. That ignorance is going to rub off on you and make you the 10th ignorant person. All them tendencies, those characteristics, you start picking up that stuff. Energy is real, and energy travels and has an energy signature. So, ignorance has an energy signature. So it's the same thing. Knowledge has an energy signature. Good intentions, positivity has an energy signature. And it's real important for our people to be coming to events like that. So I take my hat off to you, sis, for what you're doing.
Thank you, brother. And we're coming to this new age where we can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally in our body, truth can be felt. When someone is misleading us or not telling us the whole story, it ain't a wonder or a guess no more. I mean, I don't know if y'all feeling this shift, but I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it literally in my body, in my skin. I can get goosebumps or whatever. Something's going to tell me something. If it's good, usually with me, I'm getting the goosebumps. If it's not, I'm going to start feeling queasy or something. Something's just saying, In the back of my mind, it just keeps saying, If they saying something, yeah, we did this, we did that. In the back of my mind, it said,
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing that we need to do.
And I want us to learn how to really listen to our bodies and what things are telling us. Because the times when we keep on the time to say, I heard that or I felt like that, that's over, because it's gonna cost you something real if you're not listening.
Yes.
And that's what this has been about for me, just listening. If I couldn't even tell y'all the crazy magical things that have been happening just because I'm listening.
Yeah.
So earlier, Black Sis,
Mm-hmm.
you was talking about the land that you're on and the people there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of the elders, our elders, are still wanting to have their pig feet.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
All right. So with that being said, not just on their end, but
Mm-hmm.
looking at, once again, we got a project coming out with Team RBG called the Black State of Emergency, right? So looking at the Black State of Emergency, how can we learn to listen? And what I mean by that is, with so many things that we intake on a daily basis, soul food wasn't just soul food, it really had effect on the soul and the spirit. And
Mm-hmm.
if we are blocking the reception, not just with the pig feet, once again,
Mm-hmm.
things we put on our skins, things we put in our mind, you know what I'm saying? Mind, body, soul.
Mm-hmm.
And you being a comedic yoga instructor, if I heard you correctly.
Yeah.
I know I heard yoga. Okay. So how can we work the mind, body, and soul, work the energy, work the emotions, the energy in motion to cleanse, to have a better way of receiving this message when we hear the because not everybody could recognize that. Not
Right.
everybody, or even for the ones who do recognize it, who refuse to hear it. And what is the importance, like you were saying about the bus ride, 360 was saying the communion. We always talk about the village. We need that
Yeah.
land to have that village. You know, looking at the gentrification right now, the
Mm-hmm.
importance of being around individuals who can teach you how to listen, who could, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? How can we get there where everybody will be in tune? And how's that connected to the Black Moses Freedom Fest? Because it sounds like liberation, and that's what Harriet Tubman was all about.
That's right. So I think the first thing that we really have to do is learn to shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, to really learn to shut up. Like, to, you know how you could fast from food and fast from water and fast from, stop talking. Just stop talking and just listen. Let people tell you who they are, because they're constantly telling you, but we bartering back and forth. Sometimes I think one of the things that we need to do is be quiet. Be alone. Stop feeling like you always have to be around somebody. God ain't gonna speak to you all the time and you with somebody. You know what I'm saying? You think about all these people that do great works, Christ or whoever, they go in the woods for 40 days and find out what it is they gotta do. And so that's a part of what we're missing when it comes to a part of our dysfunction, rites of passage. I'm gonna be showing a film this year called Seeking. Seeking is an ancient Gullah Geechee tradition, or historical Gullah Geechee tradition, that when you wanted to join a church, you couldn't just join the church. If you wanted to join the church, you had to go seeking. Seeking was, you had to go in the woods and you had to sit there and you had to sit there and you had to sit there, and then you had to have a dream. You had to take that dream to an elder. And those elders was going to tell if you was just saying that, trying to get your behind out the woods, or if you really had your message. Because that vision that you was going to get, that message that you was going to get, that's going to help you get in your purpose. We out here just straggling to find our purpose because we not ass naked in the damn woods. With
Hey,
God
hey,
and learning, listening, because ain't nothing for you to do out there but listen. Ain't nobody talking to you. And you can talk,
yo,
but you're going to end up shutting up eventually. You know what I'm
so
saying?
So now what you just said, right? Now you
That his
said what tradition was that again?
it's our Gullah Geechee tradition. And so the lady
Okay,
does
and you say that it's called seeking?
seeking. Yeah, you can look it up on YouTube.
Nah, nah,
Wonderful.
nah. So all right. So that same story, that same example that you gave,
Mm-hmm.
even when you said rites of passage,
Mm.
all right. One of my favorite books of Water and Spirit, The Initiation of the African
Oh
Shaman.
yes. Uh Somé, right? Maladomin
Right,
Somé.
right,
Yes,
right.
I love him.
So,
I love amazing. He has amazing work
so you
and
know
ritual, the
there,
power of ritual.
yes. So you know there is a story in that book
Yes,
where
about how
he
he
is
went to
sent out.
because it's very African.
Yes,
It's very African.
there you go.
It's just indigenous. You got to go
Yes,
sit with God, man.
yes,
You got
yes.
to go and you
And
got to go alone. Can't nobody go with you. You got
nope.
to know that you dependent on God because you scared in them damn woods and you ain't got nothing to depend on but God. You ain't got
Yes,
no gun. You ain't got no knife. You ain't got nothing but a bottle of water.
yes.
Maybe that, because they might not even give you that. Because
Hey, you just there.
it's so necessary, right? We're very ritualistic people. It's so necessary for that rite to passage. And so I'm really trying to create this event like that. Be outside. Yes, of water and the spirit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hold
Yes,
on. So I
yes.
just
I
want
got
people to see it real quick.
Yeah, yeah. That's it.
yes,
Oh,
that is it. That's
That's
it.
it. That's
yeah.
it.
That's it. And it tells you all of those things,
Yep.
and so when I see that here, right, because that's what makes people Gullah Geechee, right, is that we were isolated down here on these islands, so we kept so much of our Africanisms and the traditions from the place that we came from. But the other thing, well, that Africa part, but the other thing that makes us Gullah and Geechee is that we're a mixture of African and indigenous
Mm-hmm.
people, the Yamasee Indians, the Gullah wars and all that stuff like that will tell you about the Seminoles and the Muskegee and the Creek and all those different types of natives that are already on this
Right,
land.
right.
And we came together because we were very similar in rites of passage, in healing herbal remedies, in the way that we handled our pregnant women and birth and marriage and all of those things. So it was easy for us to sync together because we were those same type of people from the land. So that's one thing I think that we need to do to be able to hear that voice is to learn to sit and go alone, go to woods and walk alone and sit alone. I ain't saying you got to spend the night because I ain't spent the night, but the fact that I'm always in the woods whenever I'm stressed out or I don't have an answer to a problem, I take it to the river.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I take it to the river and I take it to the rhyme, right? I write. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So all of these things are a part of things that could help you to be able to hear and to listen. And like I said, I really do feel like just in this area right here, it's just some sacred work that's been happening. And I've been doing this work for a minute. So I started doing all these yoga retreats at Sapelo Island, which is a Black owned island off the coast of Georgia, where they can track their history back about 500, 600 years, probably even more than that. But it's just so, it was so powerful for me to learn about that. And I learned about that from a book called God, Dr. Buzzard, and the Bolito Man by
Mm.
Cornelia Bailey. I read that when I was going to
Mm.
Kennesaw State, and I was the president of the African Studies situation at that time. So I was like, when we got to the end of the book, it said Georgia. I said, it's off the coast of Georgia. We got to go. So we got out with Georgia State and went there. And that's when I learned that Gullah Geechee was not broken English. It's
Mm.
actually an
Mm.
African language because it's English spoken in an African accent and tonage, which makes it its own language altogether. Do you know
Right.
how them kids teased me when I went to Boston, talking about Screet and any and all this different stuff, talking weird? They're like, "What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?"
Right.
The only place I found solace was like with the Jamaicans and the Haitians because we talked like Barbados. We talk a lot, talk
Right.
Right.
a lot alike.
Right.
So I could
Right.
understand them. And so I gravitated to them. And so that was my people. My brothers was like, why every boyfriend you got seemed like he's from because he's from someplace else.
Right. Right. You
He's from
know,
Ireland, he's from Africa, he's Haitian, Cape Verdean, Puerto Rican, just anything. I wanted to be able to have that type of connection with culture.
Right.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody. I don't even remember who it was. It might have been my goddess, but we was talking about people who think they're not colonized because, you know, in some of the islands we weren't never slaves. You know what I mean? We were this. And my question to them is, I'm gonna tell you how colonized you are. Say anything. You know what I mean? And when they say it, they ain't got that guttural sound. They ain't got that African tone in there. That lets you know how colonized you are. No matter what words you say, no matter what you think you know or what you think you about, if you ain't got that African tone to it, that man, that's part of that colonized situation. They removed you from it for so long that
Yeah.
you think you speaking your language or whatever, you speaking their language in their tongue, the way that they
Mhm.
speak it. You
Mhm.
ain't even speaking that language in your African normalcy. So yeah,
Mhm.
just in the language alone, like just like you said, that's where it is very important. When you hear
Right.
an African or you hear anybody from Jamaica, Haiti, when they say something, they could be using the same words you using, but you know they
It
not
hit
from here.
different. It
Yeah,
hit different
it hit
is what it
different.
Mhm.
do.
Yeah.
And when it comes
Yeah.
to the land, my people lost their land out here.
Uh-huh.
They lost their
Mm.
land. My great grandfather sold like 400 acres to the Air Force so they could have this big old airport, you know,
Wow.
out there on 21. And so when my great grandmother passed, we would, you know, the family was trying to get, you know, our little piece, and it never happened. It
Right.
never happened. So no matter all the work my great grandmother put on that land and the kids she raised there and all that stuff like that, it's just like it's gone. When she passed away, I couldn't get her trunk. I couldn't get her certain stuff. I got her bread box, which I'm thanking God for. But that's such a, my great grandfather told me that. I said, how are you like 100 years old? You still driving your car, you still cooking your food, you live alone. Like, how you doing it? He said land. And so I just find like that's so important. And we see the gentrification happening in the West End everywhere. It's happening everywhere because people forgot the power of the land. And then also there was so much shame with being country and that
Uh-huh.
we wanted to hurry up and get away from that.
Yeah,
Didn't see the
everybody
value.
wanted to come to the city.
Oh yes, wanted to come to the city, and I get it too because it was slavery down here. It was lynching down here, right? We had so many different aspects of things to deal with, but I want to for us to, and there's a lot of that happening around where people are getting their land back, they're reclaiming their land. The Center for Heirs Property Preservation is a part of our festival every year, and they help families mediate to keep their land. Like even they'll help you say, "Hey, well, let's sell the trees. Well, let's keep the land. We could grow more trees." Just as a mediation for those family members, some wanting to sell, some wanting to keep, but they really try to help people keep their land and their families because that is the power in it, right? If you're able to go and seek on your land, and then your great grandkids are able to go and seek on that land,
Mm-hmm.
that's something very, very powerful. That's something very, very powerful that I think us as Africans in America and indigenous Africans in America, indigenous people, we don't have that type of legacy, you know. So when you find people that do have it, it's a beautiful thing. And that farm that I was at today, Earth People Farm, it was just beautiful. All of her elder aunties was out there, and it was called Mayflowers after her grandmother, and they had mullein the size of me. They had mullein leaves that was out there looking like my size. I'm
Mm.
not that big now. I'm 5'4", but for a plant, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. And they were just
Yeah,
growing
yeah,
everything
that's
Mhm.
all.
out there. I got some fresh rosemary and all that stuff, and I love that. So I'm asking them right now, when can I come do yoga on y'all land? Because you know I'm Sacred Space Egyptian Yoga, and that
Right.
is about finding the chakras on the earth, like the chakras in the body, and doing the work there to activate.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. That's
And that's
superhero
big,
talk.
Okay.
That's that
baby.
superhero talk
Let me
right there.
tell you, that's that thing right there. That is
MJ.
that thing. I done been on
Hey,
Etowah Mounds. I done been to Amicalola Falls. I done been to Okmulgee Mounds. All those different sacred places. Go there and sit your ass down and hush. And I promise, you ain't got to worry about how to listen, how to find, and how to know what's what. Because you're going
now
to be
No
sitting there.
before
doubt.
we've
There's
been
no
on
doubt in that.
about 33 minutes before we make the switch over and then you start asking us some questions. I'm saying you gave a plethora of information that is there. It's BlackMosesFreedomFestival.com. BlackMosesFreedomFestival.com. In my Umar voice, BlackMosesFreedomFestival.com. You know, he say everything 3 times. So you know, we should
Oh,
get it.
that is
Big
hilarious.
Nell, do you have any questions for our sister right here?
Yeah, I
Any
do actually. I just so looking at the site, it talks about some of the stuff that we're going to be doing at this Black Moses Freedom Festival. See the libation with Queen Quet, which I'm excited about because I ain't gonna lie, man. Like once I found out who Queen Quet was, it's always been a dream of mine to meet her. So I'm
Oh,
really looking forward to that opportunity. Um, I'm excited to talk to that.
actually, she's
Um,
the one that took me to that farm today.
oh, really?
Yep, I went with her.
Man,
So,
please tell her that in particular, I would really love to meet her
oh,
and
don't
give
worry, I
her a
got
great
you.
big hug
I'm gonna make
because
sure.
I'm just man, okay, I'm a big fan. Um, but also too, I see that there's some sacred sojourn tours.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like some hiking, some walking and whatnot. Can you go into that a little bit about some of the nature stuff and what's going on with that?
Yeah, so we are going to walk, of course, the Penn Center. So there'll be tours of the Penn Center that people can participate in. We'll have a bus that leaves from here to go to downtown Beaufort, where we can walk to the new Harriet Tubman Monument, because I'm sorry, Reverend Hodges did all the work to raise the money to get that Harriet Tubman Monument down there. And actually, we wouldn't even know this history if that man didn't do his research. The reason we
okay.
know about Harriet Tubman in Beaufort, South Carolina is because of Reverend Kenneth Hodges. And he is a reverend at the Tabernacle Baptist Church, which is the Underground Railroad site that Harriet Tubman went to. So this church is a very significant landmark for us, and it has that monument on there. So we'll walk from the Pat Conroy Literary Center. It's about a 1.2 mile walk round trip, so it's not long, because Buford is really small, but it is a good little walk. So and then my dad did the tour last year, and he was born in Buford, so he was able to tell you about the house of Robert Smalls and all these different things that was
Okay.
in the city. And so it was a great walk that we did with Girl Trek. But we're going to do it with the National Park Service this time. My dad may still join us so he can give us some other just local people history. But and so that's one tour. Then we'll have a bus tour on Sunday, leaving Penn Center, going down to the Combahee River, where Harriet Tubman came in with the soldiers at. So we'll have Pat Gunn out of Savannah from the Underground Tours of Savannah do like a reenactment and just talk to everybody about that. And that one's really for elder people that can't walk, they can't kayak, they can't do any of that other stuff, but want to go to one of the sacred sites. And that's the Harriet Tubman Bridge right there, and the landmark talking about her, the Combahee River raid.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's another one.
Real
Then we're
quick,
going to
wait.
be kayaking the Combahee River. I'm
Let me
sorry. Go ahead.
pause you real quick. Let me pause you
Hmm.
real quick.
Hmm.
As you're having this conversation, and I know this is happening this is going to happen for people who watch this and hear this later on. I just got really uh 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 energy emotionable. You know what I'm saying? Right now, what you talking about that, just thinking about, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be walking on the same ground Harriet Tubman was walking on.
Yes,
You know what I
I'm
mean?
telling you, man.
Like,
That thing been
it's
hitting
just
me.
I just had to mention that because it really touched me right now. And as an Aquarius, I don't really express my feelings too often. You know what I'm saying? Them Jones are
Well, we
dead. They just
appreciate
don't come.
that.
They just come out. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I just, you know what I mean? I had to say that. So if you were feeling what I was feeling, people, when you hear this and you watching this, you know what I mean? Just make sure that y'all, you know what I mean? Make sure you show yourself up to this spot. You know what I mean? Bring yourself. Because didn't you say it was free? Didn't you say it was free?
Yes. Yes. It
Didn't you
is
say it was
free.
free?
It
Got
is
to do
free.
my Umar 3
Yes,
times. You know what I'm saying?
sir.
Go ahead, go ahead.
It's
And
free.
so what else is going on?
So yes, we're also going to kayak the Combahee River, and that will be from the Sugarloaf boat landing. And that is, we're going to be kayaking down with this black kayaking company out of Charleston, South Carolina. And that is going up the Combahee River, where Harriet Tubman did her thing, and talk about, actually everything that would happen. And just like that same thing, just being on that same river that she was on when she liberated so many people, and getting the exercise as well, right? Because our festival is use history as a basis to promote health and wellness. So that's why we're walking. That's why we're kayaking. That's why we're doing yoga. Now we're going to walk down to the dock to do our libation ceremony. That's why we want to offer camping and vegan and vegetarian food options, because we're using that history as a foundation to promote health and wellness and get people outside, and also get the message and get the history out there. So so yeah, we have all of those tours going on. So I'm excited about all of it, because I did all of them, and I'm like, I'm not even supposed to be doing that, because I'm supposed to be at the event doing what I'm supposed to do. Baby, I'm trying to do the event too. I'm trying to experience.
That's how you know
I'm
an
going
event
into
is
the
good.
movies. We do a black film screening. I'm in there. Like, they calling me. I'm like, okay, I'm coming now. But baby, I want to see it too.
Hey man, you gotta delegate. You gotta delegate.
And
Hey, listen,
I
somebody
do
go
be, and
do
I
it.
do be.
I'm busy.
I be ducking off so I can participate.
And is this the first year that it's there?
Yes. This is the first year that it's at the Penn Center. But like I said, this is our forever home, because the Penn Center was built in 1862, and Harriet Tubman came to Beaufort in 1862, and they both happened that same year. And so this is where we need to be. And like I said, it's a campus of Black excellence in education. They built a retreat house out back for near the dock for Martin Luther King, because he used to come out here and write so much that they built a house for him, but he was assassinated before he could see his house. But that house is back there, and people can rent it out. A guy just got married here last weekend, and him and his wife rented the retreat house out there. I'm going on my nightly walk to the dock, and I see them get on a boat and just go off, and it was just beautiful. When I tell y'all it's beautiful out here, you can't know until you see. But you can't know until you see, but baby, you don't ever know until you feel. Because when you come here, there's going to be a different energy in your body, and I promise you that.
Right. That's beautiful.
That's for sure.
That's beautiful. So we all got a chance to build with you on what's going on. You see it right at the bottom for people watching the screen. It's BlackMosesFreedomFestival.com. Make sure you tap in, make sure you get all your information, make sure you come and show up. Because before we even get to that, there's a plethora of artists coming through as well. Can you talk about some of the artists coming through? And then you know what I mean? Then you can mention the Venjahs at the end of that talk.
Right. So we have No Tap out of Savannah. He always does a conscious hip hop night. So for the last couple years, we've been having No Tap bring his Savannah event to Beaufort. So he does that for the conscious hip hop night. We've had the guy from Nappy Roots, Sekim Ra. We've had so many different people come through and perform, reggae artists, everything. So this year, of course, we have all types of performers. We have a banjo player. We have Bruce Ingram. We have a couple of people that just from the community just wanted to share their songs and all the things like that. But we also are we have an open mic on Friday night. So we have an open mic on Friday night. Then we have the conscious hip hop party on Saturday night.
Okay.
So every night we always trying to have, us show off on the mic, because that's what we do, right? We're going to talk, we're going to do poetry, we're going to do hip hop. But you guys, the Venjahs are our feature performance. So every year we're going to have a feature performance. Last year, who was it? It was No Tap. It was No Tap and his crew last year. But this year it's going to be you guys. And I'm excited because, like I said, I have seen all you guys for years perform individually and do your thing. But I haven't really been able to capture the essence of you guys performing together. So I'm excited to just ask you guys some questions. For one, about, and let me make sure that I say Saturday night, the conscious hip hop party is from 8 to 10, and then that's Saturday night from 8 to 10, and then Friday night the open mic is from 7 to 9. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. But yeah, so my one thing that I wanted to know is, like, first of all, son, where you from?
Me? The short answer is I'm from Reading, PA, 6th Ward. You know what I'm saying? Pennsylvania, as they call it. You know what I mean? But Long answer. I'm probably not from this planet. But
Okay.
if I am, I stepped out of Killer Cracker, Africa. And you mean you're saying, and you know, I rep. My name is Sunjata. Since I was born, Sunjata Mansa Musa.
Sundiata.
Yeah, Mansa Musa, and this is my name. So I've always
Sundiata
known.
Mansa Musa?
Yeah. That listen.
Oh, they set you up good, didn't they?
That's exactly. See, you understand me here. When I really
They
did the
set you
science
up
on it
good.
and understood, I was like, well, why would y'all do that to me like that?
If y'all wasn't expecting this, y'all made this.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So don't come to me
Don't
with no
act
small
surprised
talk.
now. Don't act
This is
surprised
what
now.
this is what I do. So
Okay.
but yeah,
Cool.
I hail from Reading, Pennsylvania, but
Okay.
I lived in Philadelphia. I lived in the Lehigh Valley area, Allentown, Bethlehem,
Okay.
Eastern area. And so all of that is my stomping grounds. I moved my mother down here in 2000 in Atlanta in 2005 to East Point, and then lived off of Headland and Delow. You know what I'm saying?
That's my
I was
area
like,
over there, boy.
I was
I
like,
living over there too.
yeah, you know what I mean. So Reading is one of the poorest cities in Pennsylvania, if not America. And according to some statistics, it's the dumbest. It's the dumbest city. Like
How
you,
dare
like
them? First
them
of all,
say,
how dare them?
how yeah, you know what I mean. But the point that they give is that there's not a lot of drive to have any more education. Like, why finish school? Why go to college? Why better yourself? It's
Yeah,
just a
because
bad
people,
situation.
once people take the air out your wings and shit, you know, you ain't
Yeah.
got shit. So
And it's really like that. So for me
wow.
to make my moves outside of Reading is I think is a phenomenal situation for anybody. You know what I mean? The saying in Reading
make it
is,
out, baby. You make it out. You made it out.
you born in Reading, you gonna die in Reading. That is the saying since my grandmother was
wow.
there. So
wow.
it's crazy, but yeah, but I still rep it because it still built me to be who I am, mentally, physically. You know what I'm saying, and the traumas that I had to go through emotionally. You know what I mean, and we had a clan church downtown. You know what I'm saying, like
a KKK clan church.
Yeah. He would be on public access radio. You know what I mean, public access television, promoting Klan activities. And his church was on 2nd Street, I believe it is, 2nd and 3rd Street,
I couldn't even
3 blocks away from downtown Reading.
So that helps too. That's why that explains a lot. That explains a whole lot when you said that right now.
so you mean and even though we were a melting pot of people, you would definitely see and feel that if you did not adjust to the so-called white ruling class, you were going to be ostracized. And you know what I mean, and that's just what it is. So you either act like them, or you a nigga that we ain't gonna deal with no more. It literally
ain't gonna be able to get no opportunity doing nothing.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
all right.
So to have the name I had, to come up the way I did, and just walk in the righteous path, it was something. But yeah, I'm from that spot right there.
Yeah, but you know, God, he reached in sometimes and just take us out. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that's what he did for me in Boston. All right, Chambers, where you from?
I am from my mama.
That's my sister. I don't know how I knew you was gonna say that, but that is what my sister says anytime anybody asks her where they from. So Chambers, I know you are from your mother's womb. I would just like to think your mother was in with that womb when she released you.
So I'm actually from North Carolina.
Oh, okay,
you know what I mean?
brother friend.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, a little small town called Clinton, North Carolina.
Clinton, North Carolina. How tell me about Clinton a little bit.
Clinton, like a 7-mile radius.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah.
If you sneeze, cough, and blow your nose, you're out of there.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. You know what I mean? I grew up at the end of a dirt road across the street from a graveyard that
Oh,
we actually used as a playground.
oh my!
Yeah, and
Sounds
we
like
used to
fun.
run through the yeah. You know, we used to run through the woods, um, picking berries, wild berries, and you
Oh
know what I'm
yeah, so
saying?
you a country boy
And
too. I
things
like
like
that.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what's up.
yeah. You know, yeah, grew up like that. And you was talking about going out in the woods and being silent and listening. And I actually um, stuttered for a large part of my life, all of my childhood, even in high school. So I was forced to listen because I couldn't talk.
Mm,
You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I couldn't say nothing a
wow.
lot of times, so I was forced to listen. And like I said, I grew up in the woods. You know what I mean? We just,
Mhm.
you know, we go to the creek, man. We catch tadpoles and minnows, and
Yep.
you know, my older brother, he go fishing, man. Yo, he catch fish, man. We used to
That's how my brothers
slide
are.
across the creek to fish it. You know what I mean? BB gun, pellet guns. You know,
Yeah.
country boy, plum tree, grapevines. But at the same time, um, had a lot of influence from the north. You know what I mean? I used to get mixtapes, or excuse me, cassette tapes directly from WBLS and
I
Kiss.
know you didn't just say cassette.
Cassette tapes, yes, most definitely. Um, Straight from the radio. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Hell
We
yeah.
we all we all had family who was going back and forth up north. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? My mom actually lived in Brooklyn. I have two older sisters and an older brother who was actually born in Flatbush.
Okay.
So you know, everybody had family going back and forth. So them mixtapes.
Hmm.
Um,
I
you know,
remember that.
so you know, like it was country, but
You had that connection though.
man,
Because my cousins was
yeah,
always sending us tapes down here. So that's why we always had the hip hop that they didn't have down here. Because he'd be sending
yeah.
tapes from Boston down here. So I know exactly what you mean. So how old were you when you left North Carolina? Like when did you come from, your space in the woods and the dirt road and the graveyard and all that?
91. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And where'd you
I
go?
came
You
down
came to
here to the
Atlanta?
art, yeah, to the Art Institute of Atlanta.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know
You
that part.
know,
I
yeah,
didn't even know
yeah,
that part.
yeah. But yeah,
So you
yeah.
be drawing, you be painting, what you be doing?
A little bit of drawing.
Okay.
You know, I got some. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, that's
Now
other
I could
talent.
paint too.
Even though you had that in you right there.
Yeah, yeah. You
Wait a
know,
second.
I
Hey,
keep a
hey,
lot of
Mike.
things
Mike,
on the
stop.
low.
Stop being humble, bro. Mike is nice with it. Mike is nice with it.
I'm
So he being real
alright.
humble right now. Okay, thank you for letting me know because I felt like it's how about I do a little bit of drawing. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
know, I'm alright.
You're
okay.
artiste. You know what I'm saying?
That's
With the
Yeah.
what's
words
up.
and the
That's
and the, and
what's
the
up.
pen
All right,
and yeah.
we're gonna need to see something. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you can get on the mic and do all that stuff, but eventually, we want to see some other stuff that you be doing, some other arts that you
And he
got
make
going
Alright.
beats.
on.
And he make
Right?
No
You know
beats.
what
doubt.
I'm
I'm
saying? We
No
got
telling
to
on
doubt.
him. I'm telling
and
on
the
him.
what now?
He make beats too. He make music.
Oh,
He made some of the tracks on the Green album.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. We got
yeah.
Yeah.
multi-talented Mike over here trying to be humble and stuff.
Hey, you know, I
And
mean,
It's
we
all
in
right.
Taurus season, and you gonna do that in Taurus season? How dare
nah,
you?
bro, we're in the Gemini season, bro.
Oh,
We're
we in
in
Gemini.
Gemini
We just
season.
left though. We just left the Taurus season. Though. Come on, man. You can't do that, man.
Right. It's
Hey,
still
man,
lingering.
and look, I just told you half of my life I grew up stuttering. So that's why I'm still so reserved. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Ain't
so
nothing wrong
used
with
to
that.
not
Ain't
saying
nothing wrong with
nothing,
that. That means
you
you're a
know,
very
listening.
observant person. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
You see a lot
yeah,
of
that's
things
all.
that need
Yeah.
to be seen. So ain't nothing wrong with that. We need all of us. I always tell people that we need all of us. And I'd be sick
Yeah.
to my stomach if we was all the same. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be queasy. Okay.
You know, some people try to make it like that, yo. Can
Yeah,
you
like
imagine coming from eras like when you look at history? Like, all right, you were saying how the denim was made for us, right?
yep. To know who's a slave, to know
So
the
check
slaves
this
from the
out.
regulars.
So I often make the comparison, or I've analyzed a situation, just like you said. I have been doing a lot of observing. So I noticed how our dress styles have been changed and influenced by others over the years. But if you look at a certain group of individuals, their dress style has remained the same. They're gonna wear their Oxford shirts with them little skinny ties and them khakis, and them polo shirts, them brown belts and brown
Mhm. Yeah, no, but you're right.
you
No
know?
change, no shift. And we're just at the
Yeah.
forefront of all of this. When the world looks and sees the work that we have done from the place that we came, they admire us and want to cling on to that type of energy. They want to cling on to that
No
type of
doubt.
resilience. That's why hip hop is the number one music right now in the
Oh
world.
yeah, yeah.
Because they want
And
to be connected with that power. They want to feel the power of someone that survived the horror of
so
some shit and still look good.
yes. So with that being said, right?
Hmm.
My older brother, one of my older brothers, 4 years older, used to play Run DMC and Houdini.
Oh, that was my
And,
shit.
I'm trying to impress my big brother Chris. So I learned our DMC part to our Suck MC, right? And I
Mm-mm.
say, I'm DMC in the place to be. Went to St.
St.
John's
John's
University, and
University.
since kindergarten I've acquired knowledge. After
Yes.
12th grade, I went straight to
Straight to
college. I'm
college.
light
I'm light
skinned. I
skinned.
live
I
in
live in
Queen. I
Queens.
love
I
this
love
chicken and collard.
that collard green.
Yo, when I said that and I didn't stutter, listen to me. When I said that and didn't stutter, I said, "Oh shit, I ain't never gonna stop rapping." So
Wow.
rapping is
Holy
what
shit.
helped me
That's
overcome
the
my
thing right
stuttering.
there.
Ain't that something? And rapping
That's
helped
something.
overcome my stuttering. So I'm
Brother.
always gonna rap. That
That's
that
something.
that
That's
helped
something.
me express myself.
Oh man, that's beautiful. That is really
Yeah,
beautiful. I love that.
yeah,
That's awesome. Okay. All right, North Carolina. Now, Big
yeah. That's
Nail.
it.
Big Nail. Where you from, Big Nail?
Well, I'm originally from Chicago by way of ancient Kemet. Um,
Okay.
I'm part of the Brotherhood of Kemet I sin. So, I
Okay.
always got to rep that. That's part of my lineage. But I'm from
Okay.
Chicago originally.
Hmm.
But I did move to I moved to the South in my teenage years. I went to Texas first, and then from Texas I moved to Atlanta. Um,
What year you
you
came
know,
to
it,
Atlanta?
I came to Atlanta in 1998, man. I came in
Oh,
98. Matter
that's
of
my
fact,
year. I came in 98 too. Okay.
hey, you want to know something wild about that too? So when I came, right, I came
Hmm.
to Atlanta, and like I told you, I was living in Texas before that, so I was real deep into like the DJ screw culture. Like I used to kind of kick it with those guys and sell screw tapes, on the streets or whatnot, just to make a little
Hmm.
extra money. So when I came to Atlanta, like I didn't realize it was different lingo. I just thought the South was the South.
Right.
So, what I mean? I'm interacting with people and I heard this dude named Pastor Troy, and I'm like, Pastor Troy, like, is he like a preacher? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand
Right.
that was just his
I
name.
thought the same
And
thing.
and I'm thinking this because also I'm around like, the mega churches and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking like this is a gospel rapper, but then I heard the song. I'm like, oh
There's
no, this
nothing
ain't no
gospel
gospel
about that
rapper. This
boy.
yeah, he going hard on Master P, you know what I'm saying? But it was just a whole different vibe, and it just like I instantly fell in love with Atlanta's vibe because it's high energy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like Texas is a little bit different because it's kind of like laid back.
School,
You know, DJ
slow stuff.
Screw, sipping on syrup. In Chicago, you know, we out there wilding. You know what I mean? So you don't
Oh
really
yeah.
get a chance
Wildin',
to
wildin'.
vibe like that. You know if you ain't part of the game, you got to kind of watch out. So you know, being
Right.
in Atlanta was just a whole different vibe, a different. It was a
Yes.
different freedom for me, man. And a lot of people don't know this, but when I first moved to Atlanta, I was actually a gospel rapper for a while. Like I had a gospel rap record deal and everything.
What?
I was yeah, I was doing gospel rap, man, and I had a song called "Fired Up," and it was played on the radio on 97.5 before it became 107.9. That's
Mm-hmm.
back when Chris Level Lover and Poon Daddy was on the radio.
Okay.
And like Chris Level Lover, we know him now as Ludacris, but
Mm-hmm.
he was on the radio. He kind of tried to throw a little shade on me a little bit, man, because like he saw my, because for some reason people like saying my name wrong, like it's Big Nail, but he was like, yeah, just do Big Nail. I don't know what, but we gonna see what he talking about. And then they
Nell is
played
a
the
very
song.
easy word to see and say.
It is, man, but you know how it is out here, man. People be trying to
Yep.
make life hard. But yeah, so he played the song, and I think they thought because this is like the dig of the dishes show, so people call in, they say I like it or I don't like it.
Right.
So
I
he
remember.
played the song, and I think he thought people was gonna just hate on me because of how he was kind of playing me, and it
Mm-hmm.
got dug. Like it only got dished by like some chick, some I don't even know who the girl was. You know, it might have been somebody I went to school with, but everybody else, you know, was digging it. So I actually started getting airplay with the song. Um, I was touring around the southeast and all that kind of stuff. So I was doing shows in like mega churches and all this kind of stuff, man. So I say that to say, you know, it's interesting how hip hop brings us on the journey because my journey of growth is like a journey through hip hop. You know what I mean? Like hip hop when I was in Chicago, it kind of helped me from just kind of falling into the streets without really no rhyme or reason.
Right.
Uh, when I moved to Texas, you know, I was in a predominantly white and Mexican area, so it wasn't a lot of black folks,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of kept me from losing myself out there in Texas. Hip hop
Mm-hmm.
did, and then coming out to Atlanta, hip hop helped to kind of connect me with culture, but also connect me to like success and give me opportunities to do shows, really get good at performing, get good at songwriting. I learned how to make beats, and over time, you know, once I disconnected from like the church vibe and started really kind of being more in the consciousness, like I felt like I had more tools. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, as an artist, as a hip hop artist, I feel a little more equipped. Like now, you know, I do beats, I DJ, I songwrite, I mix, master, all that kind of stuff. So it like the life
Expanded you.
experience that hip hop is.
Every level was a level up.
Yeah. You know, hip
Don't
hop has
forget the
really kind
graphic.
of built me up as an artist.
Don't forget the
And
graphic. He does graphics as well.
oh
Oh,
yeah,
graphic
man.
too. Okay, artist.
I actually got a media company. It's a digital media company called Run It Back Media.
Okay.
And Run It Back Media, what we do is we create media products. So I do logos, websites, and I'm actually getting ready to launch my first ebook.
Okay.
The ebook is called Souls of Black Folks. It's a commentary on Black political thought, and it's talking
Mm.
about how it's a spectrum. So just to give you an example, us talking right now, I'm pretty sure that most of us are tapped into, you know, liberation of Black people, mention Pan Africanism and all that kind of stuff, right? But there
Mm-hmm.
are some Black people who look just like us who consider themselves fully American and are really contrary to our perspective. They will be what you would call an assimilationist. Like they've
Right.
assimilated into American society and they have assimilated their consciousness into American consciousness. So you seen that movie Sinners?
Yes, I did. Loved it. I did.
So you know, just to kind of tell the movie for vote, y'all should have seen it by now. So don't get mad if I tell it. But like when the white dude had made the other people vampires, they were assimilated into his consciousness.
Yep.
So there was a change in their behavior. If you didn't, it was a if you noticed, there was a little bit of a change in their behavior where they went from being like, you know, down with the people to being more like, now we all need to get along now. We all need to come together now. It's just
Yep.
one big happy family. So it was an interesting commentary on the mindset that comes from being integrated and assimilated. So
That's right.
that's an example of assimilation. A lot of these people, man, when you talk to them, they'll say stuff like, you know, our army, our government,
Yeah, I'm not
our
claiming it.
astronauts.
It ain't ours.
You
It
know
ain't
what I'm
never been
saying?
ours. It ain't been for us and our protection.
Right,
So I
right. So that's a
saying,
different. So that's a different political. It's a different political, view set. So
right,
I'm writing this book. I'm writing this piece because generally what happens is we all come into conflict. Like we look at them as Uncle Toms. They look at us as Hotep niggas. All that kind of goofy shit, right?
right,
So I think though we're not going to be able to really fully progress and build as a people until we at least create a conversation between those groups. So that's what this book
right.
is about. This book is a way to kind of bridge this gap and to give some more understanding between the two. And it's us other people too. You know, you have revolutionary black nationalists, you have cultural nationalists, you
Right.
have separatists and all that kind of stuff. So the more we know about each other and the more that we can have insight into, our perspectives, the better we can understand each other so we can be less disrespectful. Because that's a step in the right direction for us to really liberate our people, because once we gain respect for each other and we gain human adoration for each other, we can then begin to, have better modes of liberating ourselves and liberating our spaces. Like I might not fully agree with an assimilationist or an integrationist, but I can see them as a human, and their children may want to be. They might want to be like me because they love my
Right.
music. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I love that
So
perspective.
yeah, so I can't alienate those people, man. So that's what that book is about. Just trying to build some bridges. You know, we hip hop build bridge builders, like Minister Server would say.
I
Give
really
him a
love
shout
that
out.
because it made me think about because me, I would be like, mess, forget them. I can't deal with that. I ain't got time for that because you about to hold me back, you about to stop me, or I'm on that Harriet Tubman, baby. Either coming or you're going back to God. Not not going away, but going back to God, baby. Either you're
Yeah,
coming or you're going back to God. But
right.
that
Yeah, but this is
what you're talking about is the intelligence, in my opinion, way of approaching that through dialogue and conversation, because really that is what's needed, because at the end of the day it's still us, and I understand why I got my perspective, and then I also understand how they got their perspective, right? Because we understand how you feel that way, right? And so, like, my grandfather fought in World War II. My great grandfather fought in World War I. I got the American flag right now in my car because I pulled that from my granddaddy grave on Memorial Day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
yeah,
so, if any of my regular people see me, they're like, "What are you doing with that?" And I'm gonna have to cuss them out and let them know why. But because I do respect the work that my ancestors did, because they
right,
existed and that made me exist. And they fought
right,
for this country regardless. And that is the flag that they fought under. And they didn't die in the war. You know what I'm saying? Like, they lived their lives. So I really love that. I think that is something that is so necessary, because I don't want to talk to them niggas. I mean, I don't want to talk to them, but it's needed. No, I'm serious, because
yeah,
really, like, we draw the line in the sand. Like, don't even come over here. You know what I'm saying? And it's
yeah,
not like that with the vegans and the vegetarians too, or the chicken eaters and it's like,
See,
oh man, I
it's
can't have you in my house because you're breathing that chicken breath. Like, come on, guys. Like, we have to start
yeah,
somewhere,
yeah, it's
because we're still family, right?
yeah. And too, just to learn. You know what I mean? Because sometimes
Yeah,
they just don't know. Like some people,
right.
I've met people who were like integrationists or assimilationists, and they just didn't know who Marcus Garvey was. They never heard of Pan Africanism. They
Wow.
didn't realize there were other
It's like
options
that.
than just being a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's just a matter of knowing the difference. So I actually, when you read, you'll notice that some chapters are longer than others, and that's because we know a lot about integrationists because we hear about Dr. King and all those folks every day. Like those are the folks who fought for integration, so we know about them.
Mhm.
And I think we need to spend more time in understanding some of the lesser known political perspectives so that we can actually come out of ignorance. Because it's one thing for me to disagree with you because I disagree with your perspective. It's another thing to just be ignorant of your perspective and I just don't like what you're saying, so I disagree with you. That's where the conflict comes in. You know what I'm saying? So us as a people, if we can at least quell that conflict and just cut that and just keep it to us disagreeing and agreeing to disagree, it'll be a stronger united front, man. We'll get more done.
I agree with that 100% because it's like, I always call myself a lifetime learner, right? And because it's always something that we can learn, and I can learn something from anyone, from anywhere. I'm learning from the lizards that keep crawling on this porch. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always an opportunity to learn. And so, I think that's kind of just, what you telling me, reminds me of, you know what I'm saying? That there's always something to learn, even from people that you may think are pork eaters or meat eaters or whatever. It is still something that you could learn from that person. And I think just thinking about these ways of separating ourselves, we already going through enough, and now we got the vegans against the vegetarians and the this against the that, and the goddamn people that if you wear polyester, they got a problem with you because they only wear cotton fabric. You know what I'm saying? No, because we get crazy. We get crazy with it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
We want to be separate. We want to be separate from everybody, from us, but we want to be integrated with everybody else. But we want to be separate from us.
And it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work because we need us and we need our tribe. All right, so Mr. Henri 360, my brother, where you from? Where you from?
Peace. I'm from Philadelphia, man. I'm from Philadelphia. Spent some time in South Jersey too. Yeah, South Jersey. That's an extension of Philly. You know, they call that East Philly. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Philadelphia, man. Philadelphia.
And how long you been out of Philadelphia?
Well, I served time in the military, and I spent about 3 years down there in Norfolk, Virginia. And but I've been in Atlanta for 15 years now. And I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah, I love Atlanta too. When the brother was talking about it, I just thought about how the energy when I came from ducking bullets at the house parties and shit like that, and losing all types of high school friends and all that. I came down here and realized that I'm anointed. I'm paranoid as fuck. Don't get me wrong. That first year I was paranoid as shit, but then I realized ain't shit about to happen. We about to really just be out here having a good time.
Yeah.
Like and black people in business, and see, I really never saw that in Boston. I said, when you own this store, this is your store.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna make me think I could do some shit. You know, like, oh man, I could do whatever I want. That's what Atlanta showed me. It showed me that black people have success. Black people will help each other get somewhere and do something, and black people will support you and put you on. Oh, you right, girl, come right with us. And I was like, man, I ain't used to that because I was coming down. What you looking at? Why you staring at me? What you want from me? I ain't got it for you, son. Don't hold my door. Yo, I was telling people, don't hold my door.
They had you extra thugged out.
All I had was brothers.
What my door for, son?
Oh man.
I didn't know. Don't worry. I don't let all that go. But baby, I was a mess. I was a hot mess. Long fingernails, weave, green eye contacts. You couldn't tell me shit.
I think we all was like that. Coming from up top, because it's a distinct difference that I noticed. And I noticed it shortly after I came to Atlanta. Like up top, like you said, we ducking bullets in the whole nine. It's a bunch of black on black. Like you said, they staring at you, you staring at them like, nigga, what you looking at me for? You know what I mean? And you come down here, and at least what I seen when I came down here, and what really made it evident to me, I went to my first gun show when I first came down here within the first year. And when I went in there, I seen all these white people, young, old, women in wheelchairs, they walking out or rolling out, or however they moving, they moving with guns. They bringing home big rifles, cases of ammunition, and wheelbarrows and the whole nine and stuff like that, taking it to their truck. And I was just like, yo, why are they stocking up like this? So it let me know that I had to stock up because I knew I wasn't up north no more. I heard about the stories. Yeah. I heard about the stories. I was like, man, I'm down here. I'm in dangerous territory now, you know. So I used to duck in my own con, but I don't know nothing about it because up there they wear masks. Up there, they act like they cool with black people, but they hate us. It might even be even more vicious up there because they the wolves. They the wolves in sheep's clothing. Yeah, they the wolves in sheep's clothing. Down here, they outright with it. They just like, nigga, this what it is. You know what I mean, we repping our Confederate flag. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, that's the difference I noticed when I was up north. We was called, we addressed each other like, what's up, nigga? You know what I mean? My nigga over here. Down here, you felt bad to call each other nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because you was around a bunch of other people that called us niggas and they didn't mean it as a term of endearment. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a big difference. And yeah, I love Atlanta, man, because like I said, it was, to me, I see more cultural unity. And they had little pockets of cultural unity, I'm sure, in Chicago, Philadelphia, where we all from, North Carolina. But I seen it, you know, down here like never before, and I embraced it, you know, and and like you said, you ran across people that was owning stores, owning big houses, you know what I mean, on hills and stuff, and it was black people. It made you feel like, yo, I can do this too, you know what I mean? So I was inspired, and that's what made me fall in love with Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta was like 26 years of school for me. Yeah, I'm telling you, I learned so much that, I mean, and I love Atlanta, but I just know that, you know, it's time for me to go. You know what I'm saying? You can't stay on campus your whole life. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get off. But that was definitely school for me. So where did you guys all meet at? Like, how did y'all bring y'all forces together to create the victorious, what now?
Victorious Elevated Netters, JAH'S
I
children.
love it. The Victorious Elevated Netters. How did y'all bring all of that together with all of you different energies from different places and all that?
Well, before we get into that, me
It was
and Andre,
at the Malcolm X. Oh,
Andre and myself, we went to the same high school at the same time. You know what I mean? And in Philadelphia, I was coming from Reading.
Hold on. Oh yeah, y'all both did say.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So y'all knew each other. Okay.
Yeah, no, but that's the funny part. We didn't meet each other until our brother Scorpius Ray Amun, who's also from Philadelphia, introduced us like 4 years ago, something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah. So maybe it wasn't even that long ago, but the real funny part is myself and Andre are like, we like twins. Like, you know what I mean? I'm Timac and he's Zymoc. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all remember the Cobra John, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? It's the amount of high flying energy that I have is the amount of, you know what I mean, calm and control situation he has, you know what I'm saying? So we are all interconnected, just in spirit and in lyric.
What they doing at the house back there?
But
you can't reach that house back that way.
He went that way.
But we ended up going to Arkansas for the myself, Mike, and Andre went to Arkansas for the Pilgrims Massacre that they do around Misgiving every year.
Oh, the Pilgrims Massacre! I ain't never even heard of that one. You got me good with that one. Now, the what?
I love saying it too. That's why I said it like that. Pilgrims Massacre every year. I think they've been doing it for 13, 14 years now.
In Arkansas.
And so we took a trip from Atlanta to Arkansas, drove up there, and it's like an 8-9 hour drive, and we ended up just talking and building, but we played our music that we just had.
Oh, okay.
So, and as we're sitting there listening, we had 8 hours worth of music just from us three.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And beats and stuff that that we were going over and we were just building. And as we sitting there, I'm in the back, and I did an album called Vintage Season, my solo album that really never came out. But if you listen to VenjahsRadio.com, 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 you will be able to hear some of that album on there because it's on there. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And when I put it together, the people who were on that album ended up, the ancestors was like, "Hey man, you got a super group here, right?" I was like, "You're right, we do." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And myself and Andre had been talking about, we need to come together and get a group going. So, I just opened up myself to what the ancestors said, and I was like, "Well, what are we gonna call this?" You know what I mean? Like, we need a name. You need some sort of identity, and I think something Marvel came on, and I was like, coming together like the Venjahs, like the Avengers.
Yes, I love it.
Wait a minute, but I ain't finna give them no money. You know what I mean?
Right.
They done stole them superheroes is our history. That's who we are, and they
that's
done stole
who we are. Around. Right.
So I said, well, what can we do? And I'm a big acronym guy. I love acronyms. Acronyms to me is the Medu Neter, what people call the hieroglyphics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you take something small and got big situations. So I was like, well, how can we do this Avengers thing? Like, and then I was like, yo, Venjahs. You know what I mean? Victorious, elevated. And the reason why we're victorious is because most of us are over the age of 40. We're over the age that
y'all survived.
Exactly.
Y'all
and we didn't just survive.
You're victorious. You damn right.
We are successful in that survival and thriving in that success, maintaining that success as men, as fathers, as husbands, as grandfathers, some of us, as
brothers,
we
uncles,
doing it.
All that good stuff.
And all these young cats is they ain't making it. They ain't making it past 25, 30 years old. So don't you want to listen to the people who are victorious in this game called life? You know what I mean? To have more life. And then we deal with the elevation of ourselves, our families, our culture, the universe, most high first, and all of us bringing back the self. So that was there. And we also understand the power of nature. We understand our power in nature. We understand that nature is the divine aspect connecting us and is God. Right. And that's that Neter. So, you know what I mean? And Andre's a Neter guy. So, you know what I mean? We definitely, I had to throw that in there. That's where that end comes from. And then I was thinking about it like, well, what's the next thing? JHS? I was like, JAHS is JAH'S. And we put the apostrophe there because, you know what I mean? We want you to understand that we are the children of the creative force of the universe, the source, most high. You know what I mean? And we deal, you know what I mean? I am a avid marijuana participator. So I deal with the aspect of
nature, baby, because it's nature.
Nature. And Rastafarianism.
And Rastafari,
right. You know what I mean? And that connection to Africa from that perspective as well. And we have some other brothers who are dealing with it, you know what I mean, the Rasta aspect, Ken Tex, Nubian Bear as well. So, you know what I mean? I put something in there that fit and work with everybody. And that apostrophe S means that we are, you know what I mean, it's a possession. We are owned by this aspect, and that means we are protected by that same aspect that owns us. So
look at that. That's
in our purpose. You can't do nothing to us. And I put out the call and said, hey, originally I think it was like 14, 15 people. Out of that, 12 people responded. Out of that, 9 people came on. And we are a collective of solo artists who are doing this thing together. Like we can break up and not even break up, but listen, I got to go over here and do this. No, we got you over here.
Yeah, but I love it. Y'all are so good together. I've seen all you guys perform, like I said, individually, but to think about y'all together like that's a real powerful thing, especially for me when it comes to Black conscious men, right? Because Black men come together and rhyme all the time. But for me, this is different. This is so different and so much more powerful than anything. And so I'm definitely 100% behind what y'all are doing, because like this is I just feel like it's a whole movement. It's a whole movement that y'all are making, because I have not ever seen that. Maybe you know, I'm gonna give Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? Something, but this is the new age shit, you know what I'm saying? And way more comedic. They were more 5%ers. This is more African.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So y'all like
you're
the
not,
Wu-Tang out this bitch. I mean, out this
and you're not,
like,
and you're not behind us. You're not behind us. You beside us. You know what I mean? Our sisters is never behind us. Y'all beside us, man. You know what I'm saying? We
well,
come from
for
the
sure,
ribs.
for sure. But I
Yeah.
just meant support, like
I know.
supporting, like promoting, supporting, and sending all the positive energy y'all way, because this is needed. I don't have no sons. I got daughters, but if I had sons and my daughters, I would like for them to be listening to what y'all doing.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Like
we
that is the hip hop I would want my kids listening to, and I'm gonna let them blast it and do whatever they want. And I'm like, not like turn that off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we tell them, like, you know what I mean? You ain't got to go to school no more. Just turn on this red, this black, this green on Venjah'sBandcamp.com. You know what I'm saying? VenjahsBandcamp.com. That's what it is. You go get that red, that black, that green.
VenjahsBandcamp.com.
And you gonna get the lessons, but we don't want just the children to listen to it. We want the children to listen to it with their family, and then not even force the conversation, but bring the conversation up when you don't understand something.
Wow, somebody's really riding through here singing. I'm sorry. Somebody be riding the bikes down here, and the bikes got like a whole sound system, and they just roll down here with, put it in my mouth. Why are we trying to talk about conscious rap?
Hey, wait a minute now. It's part of the connection. You know what I'm saying? It's all us. You know what I'm saying?
I was bumping it then.
You know what I mean? And when you do it righteously, it's proper. You know what I'm saying? It's proper. I got 10 children. I know.
I haven't heard that in a long time. That was crazy. As I'm speaking of that, for that to blast by in this country back road, okay?
Divine time.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Hey.
All right, I'm sorry. That was off topic.
No, it's all great. It's all great. You know what I'm saying?
So you know, we also flip it like this. You know what I'm saying? Put the Venjahs in your mouth. Put them mighty words we be speaking in your mouth.
That's right.
Put the Venjahs in your mouth.
You know what I'm saying?
It just came by. Y'all redo it.
That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. And let me tell you, the funny part is, like, when you start saying these rhymes, when you start hearing the rhymes to the point where you know what they are, and then you start reciting them rhymes when it is, you're gonna feel the ancestors talking to you like they talked to us when we wrote it down and we recorded it. That's how this goes, and you don't even know it. Like,
I was at the event Andre was at in the West End, and that I was literally stuck.
Yeah,
I was literally stuck. It was like the boy got possessed in the middle of his performance. And
he did.
And he did. And I seen that happen with Nell too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you get that shit that just come down on you, and then you ain't even you no more. Like, you just being used to get this message out there. And that shit is penetrating not just minds and souls and eyes, it's penetrating spirits for real.
Truth. This is what it is. And so we wanted to make
sure y'all all got that.
That's why they my brothers, we family, and you know what I mean, like, it's always gonna go, and we're adding on, you know what I mean. We have a brother named 9 Miles the Shaman. 9 Miles the Shaman, he's ridiculous. He don't go around the track, go around, he ridiculous. We got another younger brother coming up, Najee. He's ridiculous with the lyrics, like, yo. And then we just, you mean, we'll make this announcement real quick here. You're going to be the first one to hear this, right? Because it just happened today, basically. You know what I'm saying? Okay. The brother P Smooth from Alabama, who's now in California, but P Smooth, I mean, smoothest in the game, that brother, you know what I mean? He is going to be involved and part of this Venjah's crew as well.
Wow.
So we're going to keep growing.
Congratulations on your new member.
Yes. And adaptations on there, bringing it to, but this is not just the people that you see here. This is we all have a support system behind us, next to us, and sometimes
a
in front of
movement.
us
I
who
see it
help
as a
us rock.
movement.
Yes, we don't stop.
That
You
is
know what I
more
mean?
than music. This is a movement, because also this is showing Black men coming together. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like that.
Exactly.
This is a whole movement.
Exactly.
You
Shout out
know,
to
kind of
shout out
music.
to Ema X. She's also involved with us. You know what I'm saying? She got
Okay.
she's on the tracks
Oh
as
yeah,
well
I
with us.
know Ema X. So you
Yeah.
know what? I'm just saying. I was trying to say this earlier. Now it just made it remind me again when you said Ema X, because the brother Palmetto with his Malcolm X day
Yeah.
event.
Yep. Yeah. I was there.
I've seen every single one of y'all there. So I think we need to bring him in and give him some props for bringing all y'all together, like seriously, because he would bring y'all in, and now y'all all together, like y'all formed a family.
Yeah. And we growing. So we got this thing, like, you know what I mean? If you're feeling what we feeling, and you have that substance, you have that talent, you have the skill, you passing that infotainment, you know what I'm saying, and you bring in some balance, you need to holler at us, because we need to put that work in. And every time we do we do a song with somebody, we do some work with somebody, now you a Venjah affiliate. You know what I mean? So this is how we
I know
keep
y'all was
growing.
asking me to, but now I'm ready. I think I'm ready now to do my part, because I'm a Venjah. I want to be a Venjah.
Hey,
right.
So for the people to know, we did reach out to her for, I think one of the first, on the first project, you know what I mean, on the Red, we had reached out, and then we reached out on the Black, like, you got to be on the Black.
Yeah, I was
But, you know what I mean?
going through
Everything
some emotional things, the relationship and all that stuff, and it was just I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
No,
I'm ready now.
Understood. You got to do it when it's time. When the universe says it's time, not when
divine timing. That's how we here. That's how we here right now.
Yes, I forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up too.
I had to.
Yeah. So
when you brought Ema, that was just like, okay, all right, yes, okay.
See, we got the testosterone rocking here. You know what I'm saying? My brother Big Nell be punching people in the face in the gym, like, now and get punched down. You know what I'm saying?
Your chest. Yes. Yep.
So we got all that there, but we need that divine goddess aspect coming through. Goddess, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And the African Empress. You mean those are the two tracks that we got on the Green album. Go check them out. And just we welcoming that aspect, but in the same token, we about that liberation. We about that revolution. We about that retribution. You know what I'm saying? And
I want to be a part of this optimization that y'all doing right now.
Yes.
You know what? Hey, son, I want to say this real quick.
Please do.
Man, not only does she want to be a part of this, it's a must that she's a part of it. Not just because you reached out on the Red and then the Black album, and we always wanted her to be a part of it, but we talking about going up here right now and representing, you know what I mean, Harriet Tubman. You know what I'm saying? You know, what movement it was successful without the Black woman being at the forefront of it, or right in the ring? What kingdom was successful without the Black goddess by the side of the pharaoh or whomever? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a must. It's a must that we incorporate that divine feminine energy, that powerful energy, that creative energy, that nurturing energy. You know what I mean? That can be just as raw, if not rawer, to protect the village.
Because ain't nothing like Black Mama Love. Black Mama Love is good, but it's strong. It's strong. It's gonna get through. You get that Black Mama Love gonna get you the way you need to go. But you know,
it's the lifesaver and the substance holder. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what I mean, life giver. And man, listen, we need that. We need that. You know what I mean? So it's always been there, and it's just time. And you know, sometimes we got to lay the foundation and keep it moving, and then okay, we got this, and come in and help us do what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it was the breakdown of the name for me. Once you broke the name down, it was like, okay, all right, I want in of the victorious elevated nethers. I want in.
yes. You know what I mean? Man, and you know what? It's in Atlanta. We know people know. We just gonna put it out there, yo.
Nah,
we know
good,
y'all
man.
know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, you gotta say nothing.
No, but what I'm
It
saying
is what
is
it is.
we
Victorious
watching,
elevated matches.
yeah, we watching
But
how
at the same time, too, though, now
Hold on, y'all. A
you
big
asked
bug
how
just flew
long
on
we've
my
been
lap.
together, right?
right.
Like we actually been together longer than that, because me, Son, and Big Nail, you know what I mean, was part of Outlaw Radio, WRFG 89.3.
That's
You
Salute.
feel
right.
me? With Big Brother Malik Kalam in the early
Mhm.
2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so we've been on this conscious music on a collective movement for the revolution for a while.
For a
But the
minute.
time, the time, the
And
time.
and within that, you know what I mean? Shout out
Mhm.
to the Big Brother Tut.
Yes,
You
sir.
feel me? Within that, you know, because the RBG Fest, he brought
Mhm.
everybody together. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the
Yep.
first time I seen Andre perform. It might have been like the
Mhm.
second one. You know what I mean? Our son
Mhm.
was at the second one. You
Mm-hmm.
know, Nail
Yep.
came in. You
Yep. I
feel me?
do
He
remember that.
DJ'd one. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Right.
So
You said the
we was all
RBG
in the
Fest,
same
right?
Yes,
circle.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
So we was all in the same circle. No, pardon me. We was all within the same circle for a minute. So it was only right to support one another.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
That's
the
what's
strength
up.
in numbers. And we
That's
always
what's
had
up.
that love and always had that respect. You know what I mean? And at a time when, unfortunately, so many rappers have beef and putting hits out on one another and shooting one
Right.
another and shooting
Right.
each other family members and all kind of wild shit, talking about the ops when
Nothing like that.
we shouldn't be the ops. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? If we do any kind of
No.
ops,
We should
it
never
need to
be the
be
ops, but
co-op.
we gotta understand, at least have the understanding that we ain't right. Co-op.
You
Oh, that's
know?
stupid.
But
No, that's
yeah,
real.
so
That's
you know
real.
that's how Venjahs come together too, yo, just to show that unity that black men can come together.
Yes, that's what I love the most. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like y'all got a movement going on. And I just like I said, I feel like there's just this shift that's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Where truth is, you know how they say speak truth to power. Well, it's like that speak truth to power is manifesting in real time on earth in bodies and minds and energies. And even with all this crazy stuff that the president is trying to do, he's just bringing closer to ourselves, in which we do good with us anyway. We got us. That's why my slogan for this year is "We got us," because we do. That's how we
Yeah.
survived all this trauma, because we had us. We know how to grow our own food, connect with nature, go fish, crap, whatever we needed to do, shoot some damn deer, whatever we needed to do. We knew how to do it to survive. Our survival
Yeah.
has always been based on our brotherhoods and sisterhoods and in community with each other.
Truth,
Yes.
truth.
And that can
Which
happen through music, through business, through how religion, however you want it. As
Yeah,
long as we
it
together,
is.
it's
It is.
possible.
and
Um,
look
and
and hold on a minute. Now I'm about to plug Big Nail. This is the importance of his book because he is showing the difference we you feel me the differences we have, but once again we
Mm-hmm.
need to get past those because we
mhm,
to have a community we still got to be a common unit. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? The main thing we have in
That's right.
common is us. Shit,
mhm.
we
That's
all look.
right. That's right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
So despite on what title you choose or what organization, if you do this, when it's all said and done, we all we got.
Right. Because at
Mhm.
the end of the day, you can't do it by your damn self. You can't do it by
No,
yourself.
no,
And if
no.
I
So
can't
put
do it
all
by
that
myself
shit to
and
the
I have to
side.
do it with someone, I'd rather do it with people that look like me and understand my experience here.
Exactly, exactly.
And that's y'all, because y'all all came from, and I think that made a difference too. Where you all came from is like kind of the same as where I came from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like hood, poverty, this, that. But for some reason, even though so many people didn't make it out, we
Mhm.
did.
We did, and linked up and came together.
And
Like
linked up and
this is
came
how it's supposed
together
to be.
and could understand that process of going from ignorance into some form of enlightenment, because we ain't done.
Right.
We ain't done elevating and we ain't done being enlightened and learning.
I say this all the
No
time.
doubt.
I mean, people say, you was born in 71, ain't you too? Nah, man, I'm just getting started. It
That's
took
what I told somebody
45 to
yesterday.
50 years to get out of the ancient mystery school
Thank you, sir. You don't know where I've been at. It took a minute to get out this shit.
Yeah.
Speak,
So
speak.
now that we here, now we got to apply this. Now we in the
That's
years
it.
of application
School is
and
out
seeing what
now.
it is. And
School is
that's what
out
it
now.
is.
It's
And
time
we
for
got
execution.
we've been doing shows and we got other shows coming up, you know what I mean? But this particular show is the thing that is like we get to come together on something that we know we feel
That's
together,
that
like each and every
activation.
one of
That's
us
when
is
that
like, what?
epigenetic
Harriet
activation.
Tubman? Let's go. Hurry it up. Let's get down there. When is it? Let's get to it. But then we also have the Juneteenth situation. Juneteenth is coming, and we've been at Juneteenth for the last 3 years. You know what I mean? Steadily. One of the only people walking around with the red, black, and green flag, what it's about, and repping what it's really about. We also got Big Now. What we got coming up? We got the in July,
Marcus Garvey Festival.
Marcus Garvey Festival.
Well, yeah. The Garvey Festival is going to be. We just changed the date to August 30th, and it's going to be across that park across the street from Shrine of Black Madonna. So,
Okay.
yeah, we getting ready to start sending that out. We just solidified that, like, because we were going with the 16th, but we end up switching it to the 30th to give us more time to prepare for that park. But yeah, that's going to be August 30th. But we also we're looking to do some showcases in the meantime, between time, and it's kind of in the works. So stay tuned to that. We go out to stay tuned for more information about that. But that'll be in July. That'll be starting in July.
Right. Okay. And the good thing about the Garvey Fest show moving to the 30th is on the 29th is the RBG Festival in Atlanta. So the 29th, the 30th, and then we're gonna do something on on that Sunday after that at one of these parks, and we're gonna have a good old cookout, you know what I'm saying? A wind down cookout with us, because you know what I mean, if you come in on Thursday and you hear from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're gonna be amped. You're gonna be like, I don't want to go home. I want to stay right with y'all. You know what I mean? And we're gonna kick it off. So that last strong keep weekend of Black August, you got to come deal with us, come hang with us. The Venjahs is going to be over here. Black State of Emergency from Team RBG and the RBG Gumbo, which is griots using music, breaking oppression. That aspect, artists from that is coming through, and that's all across the country. And then we're going to be rocking at Marcus Garvey, and we're gonna give it to you. We was there. I think we've been there for the last 2 years. I think it was. I know I was there for at least 2 years before this. So we gonna give it to you, and it's just gonna be one of the weekends, one of them strong keeps where you ain't just hearing the music and enjoying yourself. You're going to be empowered. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be motivated. You're going to walk out of there feeling like you got armor on you. And you know what I mean? You fighting the good fight of liberation for real, for real. You know what I mean? Not the investment into your oppressors' movement so you can be a little bit more comfortable, but the true liberation of your spirit, your mind, your body, all of these things around. And we're looking to make the connections that stand. You know what I mean? Yeah. When we get off that stage, come holler at us and let's build. What do you do? This is what we do. How can we help each other out? This is what this is about. When we go to different cities, we want to be able to find out what's going on in that city and say, okay, what do you need help doing? You need to clean up a street or two? Let's go clean up the street. The day before, you know what I mean? The day before the show or whatever. You got a food drive going? Yo, let's feed the people. I mean, what do you need to do?
That's what I used to do with Brother Laundry.
Yes.
Solange used to do that 20 years ago when I moved to Atlanta. He used to do the feed the people. We go feed the people. And then we go on the mic and do our thing down there on Auburn Avenue and at the Black Lion.
Yep.
And so
see, Kalanji, he's a Venjah. Kalanji is a Venjah.
Okay,
Minister Server is a Venjah.
Honorary member.
We have to we have to keep that community service. When you just said that, it just sparked the remembrance of it. We have to keep that community aspect, community service aspect, and activism alive along with the music and the hip hop and the shows and stuff like that. We have to do the things that we need to do for the community, whether that's food drives or just like you said, cleanups, community cleanups, you know, whatever ways that we can help. Even if we just bring in some nice good smoothies they way one weekend. There's no reason we making smoothies out here for everybody. What you like? Let's let me know what you're allergic to. We're gonna make something good for you.
And it's the conversing that we have. You mean Mike was talking about the other day, you know what I mean? I think it was yesterday, was talking about, you know what I mean, building with young people, just building when you walking past them and you greet them. And you greet them in a different way that they ain't been used to being greeted before. It sparks that thing in them, like, oh, wait a minute. What did he say to me? Yeah, you're right. I am. Yeah, you are. You know what I mean? Let's act accordingly. Let's be in the action accordingly. Let's not act about it. Let's be in the action accordingly of what it is that we are divinely. And this is what we're giving you and showing you in a time where, you know, everybody blind. We got 2 eyes, 3. We got 3 eyes. We can see a whole bunch, and we're going to tell you which way to go. But we're not here to lead you. We're here to give you guidance, because it's really you that just got to do the work. You know what I mean? For yourself. That's right. And that's how we
people to be a verb. Be a verb. Don't do all that talking.
There you go.
Be a verb.
Not to cut you all, but all my devices is about to go dead, so I'm gonna have to leave. But before I exit, I just want to say, give thanks, BlakSis, for the invite to the Black Moses Freedom Fest. Y'all make sure y'all plug into that website and check out them packages and come up there and get some of this educational workshop, heritage, ancestral, energetic, influential booster.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying? But I gotta break out, yo, because if I don't, it's just gonna shut down. So I appreciate this, man. I'm gonna see my brothers very soon.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we actually
show together.
When we leave, hey, when this is over, and I'm running behind schedule, we're actually going to Minister Server's show, Hip Hop Bridge Builders, that's at WRFG, at WRFG. So he's on tonight, right after this. So we're doing this. I'm gonna go get my clothes on real quick, and then pop over there.
And tell Minister Server I said peace. What's up? What it do?
We definitely gonna do that. We appreciate this opportunity. We appreciate
me too. And I really enjoyed this conversation and just learning about y'all, like y'all whole story and everything. That's awesome.
We excited to come, and when we come, we bring in all of the fire. I am the sun. I don't chill. I'm going to be hot and bothered. I'm saying this is what I do. I love this part. So you know what I mean? And you're gonna see us on Friday night. We rocking on Friday night. We rocking Saturday during the daytime, and we coming back for a nice long set Saturday night. We going and I don't get tired.
Present his book too. Ain't you gonna present your book now or no?
Yes, he is Saturday.
Yeah. We're gonna present, talk a little bit more about the contents of the book, and we'll be working on with it. It also has a new African house music mixtape that goes with it. So it's gonna be some instrumental, you know, some music that you can listen to while you're reading. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna talk about that as well, because we got to get back on the house.
We're thinking about doing a mixtape for the festival, and why are we thinking about that? Because y'all coming.
Yeah, well,
that's why we're thinking about that. We're thinking about that because y'all coming. I'm like, oh. Well, I was telling Stephanie, she was like, yeah, you should probably do, you know what I'm saying, like a little soundtrack, Black Moses Freedom Festival soundtrack. And they go, you know what?
You should.
We might need to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? And every year that we do it, we create a soundtrack with the artists and everything that we use. So I was like,
and listen, we're going to be on the first soundtrack. We set it off. So you mean, I like being the first to do things. This is what I like to do. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man, Don from Genius Level Hip Hop, truthhiphop.com. You mean, Don is very pivotal in Venjah's radio and helping me get that thing rocking and rolling. And so if you have music that is that substance, that infotainment, that balance, that skill, send it to venjahsradio@gmail.com, VenJahs radio@.com. It's one word, gotta say the whole thing. Send it to us in MP3 form. Make sure that the title is there. Make sure you got a cover picture so you know what I mean, people know. And I'm playing that, whether it is a speech, whether it is a show, whether it is poetry. Shout out to Tillim AC. Just did his video for him, Moody, and his music, his album is getting played on there. Whatever you got and you saying something, even if it's only 10 minutes and you just saying something that you want to get off your chest, put it on an MP3 and send it to me. I'm playing it. That's what I'm doing to make sure that all this information gets out. And of course, you're going to hear a plethora of Venjah's music, not just as the group, but our solo projects as well is all over that. And we just waiting for your music right now. We waiting for your music, Black Goddess. We waiting for that.
Yeah, okay. I don't got no music, but I got some rhymes. That's all I got. I don't got no music.
Just record your poetry and send it. You know what I'm saying? Do it on your phone. I don't care.
Right.
We're doing that too.
I got you.
I'm doing that too.
I promise. I got you. And Big Nell, next year our focus is going to be on literature because Zora Neale Hurston was one of the first Black anthropologists to come to Beaufort and actually study the people here. So I wanted to bring light to her, and she's a writer. So I figured I should focus on all Black writers, all Black literature. So think about that for next year. It's always the first weekend of June, so it never conflicts with Juneteenth. Okay.
Yeah, I'm all down for it. I'm all the way down for it. And just to kind of put another thing out there, I am an educator. I just finished my first year teaching 8th grade English, 8th grade ELA, and so I have a firsthand understanding of where we are in terms of education. Just to give you a little bit of an insight, at the beginning of the year, about 29% of our 8th graders were reading on the 8th grade reading level. 29%. By the end of the year, we ended with I want to say like 68%.
Wow.
68% reading on their grade level, man. So we've been putting in the work. We've been putting in some work. It's not enough to get our school to where we really want it to be, but next year we're gonna be putting in the work for that, man. And I'm actually gonna be teaching special education next year. So
I definitely respect that. That's awesome. Bring that too, because most of my partners are teachers, middle school too.
Word.
Right.
Yeah.
Word. Yeah. It's the work. It's the work we got to do, man. Like because for a long time I've always been like, school is the biggest reason why our community is how it is, and this and that, da 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 da. But the truth be told, like there ain't nobody in the schools like us, like myself and others, who are there really putting in the work on the front line to see it. Because we could talk shit about it all day from the outside looking in, but to actually be in there, you know what I mean, and touch some of those lives and actually understand what these issues are that are keeping us from getting past certain barriers. That's what we need to do. So that's what I committed to doing. And it's some work, but I will say I do get summers off, so I appreciate that too.
And that's a blessing because teachers are at the school fighting for them kids. Seriously, because the system is trying to really stop the teachers from doing their job. It ain't even the teachers, it's the system that always want to try to, control and micromanage and really stop them from really educating the kids. So that's another battlefield. But that's a battlefield.
It's the system.
Our kids.
It's the system, but unfortunately, it's also parents too. Because a lot of these parents got trauma from when they were in school. You know what I'm saying? And their trauma from being in school is keeping them from allowing their children to actually learn anything while they're in school. So a lot of that's what we fighting too, man. And it's a tough fight because how you tell an adult, how you supposed to tell an adult how they supposed to be conducting themselves in the world? But the truth of the matter is that's part of it. So we got to know how to talk. And this goes back to being able to relate to our people. You know what I'm saying? We really got to be able to relate to our folks because everybody don't come in with the knowledge of Marcus Garvey. Everybody ain't coming in understanding Harriet Tubman. Everybody ain't coming in wanting to see us free. Some people just don't. They just want to. They just trying to figure out how they gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we got to know how to talk to all our people.
Are they trying to do their rent? But like Harriet Tubman said, I freed hundreds of slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if they knew they were slaves. So some people don't know.
And
it's not a subject for shame either.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's an opportunity for education and uplifting.
Yo, beautiful. That was beautifully stated. Beautifully stated. So we're gonna close this out right now.
Yes, because we'll be on here all night.
Yeah. I will. Matter of fact, if we didn't have this next interview, if I had to go to that zone, I would be on this show. But you mean I do this. This is what I do.
Go ahead and show up for Minister Server.
Yes, we definitely will. Before we go out, again, sis, give them the information that they need to know, how they can get in touch and all that. And then Nell and Andre do the same thing. And then, we're going to end it off with some peace and power. You know what it is.
All right, guys. So it's June 6th through the 8th in St. Helena's Island, South Carolina, at the Historic Penn Center for the Black Moses Freedom Festival, our 4th annual year. And the website is blackmosesfreedomfestival.com. And we're on every social media at blackmosesfreedomfestival.com. So come on out here for some heritage, health, and wellness, and some of the most beautiful landscape and trees you're going to ever see in your whole life. I promise.
Love it. Big Nell, go ahead.
Well, everybody, go to Ven-JAH'S.bandcamp.com for the Venjah's music.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. Do we have to put that dash in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that dash is part of it. Yeah.
It might come up to be some Indian thing if you don't put the dash.
Yeah, we ain't doing that one. Okay. But Venjah's .bandcamp.com is for the music. Run It Back Media, that's the media company, and that's RUNITBAC, no K. Run It Back Media. .com, and really, man, just stay on the lookout because I'm going to be posting more online content, stuff that relates to the Garvey Festival. I'm going to be doing like a little bit of media behind this Harriet Tubman Festival, so I really want to kind of do some chronological work for Running Back Media in regards to this. So just look out for that, man. Just look out for that. So we just
is that right? Did I do it right?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Media.
Yep, Running Back Media. Yep. So that's that. And man, touch lives and make dreams happen. Free the land, free the people, build a nation. Salute.
Andre 360, my nature. Let them know what they need to know, man.
Yeah, just like the brother said, Big Nell, VENG, or VEN-JAH'S, Venjah's, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all check out the website on Bandcamp, .com. Make sure y'all supporting Truth Hip Hop Radio. Make sure y'all supporting Genius Level Radio. Make sure y'all supporting Venjah's Radio. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, say that again, bro.
No, I was so excited. I forgot to do this.
Yeah, you got to put definitely.
That's just there. I forgot to do that, and then I forgot to do this as well.
Yes. Man. I don't know who did that, but I love that logo. That logo right there is hitting.
Yo, and it's some crazy shirts we about to premiere.
I need mine. At this show. I need mine in a small.
You got to see these shirts that Big Nell and Sundiata the Great that came up with. Y'all going to have to definitely copy all a piece. You know what I mean? I'm sure BlakSis Goddess going to get one on the strength because she's an honorary Venjah's member now. You know what it is.
Right.
But y'all can reach me on my solo platforms under Andre 360 ANRAY 360. But you know what I mean, look me up under the Venjahs. You know what I'm saying? That's we talking about tonight, and that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. You can't get off of this. Let me tell you. These two right here have a stupid plethora of solo music out. It's ridiculous how much music they have out already. So you have to go check them out. You know what I'm saying? Both of them, Big Nell and Andre 360. They just it's like they're two machines. You know what I mean? It's like
constantly
you
crank
have a
out
car
songs.
with two engines in it. You know what I'm saying? And it's got two gas pedals, and you just step on them John, and like it don't even. It's got two tanks
Ain't
in the
no
joint.
brakes. It's
They
just
ain't no
two
break.
gas
They don't.
pedals.
It's like what? Like it's just, and it's all quality. It's
I'm telling
liberation.
you,
It's
I ain't never heard nothing that made me be like,
it's
not one.
everything that you need. The esoteric and the exoteric put together. We do not make the separation. That's another issue that we be separating on a lot in the community. You know what I mean? The conscious community. Oh, they be on some this. Oh, they just on that. No. We are on all that, and we're bringing all that together.
That's what makes
because
it whole.
that's
Light,
what
dark,
makes it whole.
Light and shadow. Quit playing. You can't even grow. A plant can't just get sun and leave. And
How
live.
you gonna have the yang without the yin? You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have the darkness.
That's why our ancestors were so powerful and so successful and so far advanced, because they used all of the gifts given to them from the source, from the creator, from the ancestor, from the cosmos that we one with. You know what I'm saying? You know, so yeah, man, we universes inside universes, spawning new universes. You know what I mean? And we're gonna keep doing it through the music, through our life, through everything. Ashe.
With that being said, you know what I'm saying? Salute to shout out to our ancestors, and shout out to Malik Kalam. You know what I mean? One of our brothers that just is still here with us. Every time you hear that Zalut, shout, you know what I mean, with the Z on there. You know what I mean? Just think of our brother Malik Kalam. Shout out to King Zaid, you know what I mean, Outlaw RBG. You know what I mean? And he's gonna be the main artist on the RBG Fest on the 29th. So, you know what I mean? You're going to see that. And we just, you know what I mean? We at all spots at all times. And if you're looking for us and you need some help and you need some information and you just need to feel that, oh man, I need to feel that. Put your V's up, y'all. Put your V's up, and we're going to show up. We're going to show up and show out. You understand? Salute to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all time. And that was a nice 2 hours and 28 seconds, 31 seconds right now. We got it in, and we could have been here longer, but it is what it is. Thank you all for paying attention. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for watching, and keep that moving. Salud.
Salud.
Salute.